plenary session, which will be held on the 26th of this month, September. The Partido Popular government team will be proposing a motion to bring back the old-style residence card, which was used before for the foreign community right throughout Spain, and this is it. Bueno, aquí en Calvia, unos 16.000 de nuestros residentes son residentes europeos, o sea, ellos representan un 30% de la comunidad en total. Y la verdad es que para todos es muy importante recuperar la tarjeta de residencia, porque realmente es lo que se tenía antes. Les explico, en los años 80 y 90 y a principios de los años 2000, los extranjeros en España se identificaban, residentes por supuesto, con esta tarjeta de residencia, que viene con la foto, con la huella, con el NIE y todo. Entonces era la manera oficial de identificarnos. A partir de abril 2007 esto cambió, y desde ese momento, ese tiempo, se cambió el sistema, y ahora realmente lo que tenemos que llevar encima para identificarnos es el certificado de la Unión Europea, que es esto, y en el caso de algunos países, por ejemplo Gran Bretaña, tenemos que llevar también encima el pasaporte, porque este documento en sí no es oficial, ya que no lleva fotografía, ni huella, ni nada. So, in previous years, any foreign resident in Spain would be identified officially by carrying this residencia card, as it has the photograph and the fingerprint. This was official and total correct documentation to be carried with you on your day-to-day. Here in Spain, it's obligatory to carry something that you may identify yourself by. We know that in the UK and in some of the European countries, this isn't the case, but here in Spain, it's obligatory. So therefore, this was an ideal means of identifying ourselves. However, as from the year 2007, in the month of April, the system changed, and we then, as from that moment, have this certificate of the European Union, which doesn't have a photograph nor a fingerprint, and obviously in order for that to be backed up by an official document, at least for the British people of the municipality and of Spain, and for some other countries, this entails carrying this document and this passport with you at all times. Claro está que esto no es oficial en cuanto a que no tiene foto, entonces hay que llevar el pasaporte encima. Esto es muy poco práctico y no es nada cómodo. No queremos salir a la calle en nuestro día a día y llevar este documento. Ya ven el estado que está, y esto es un documento que se entiende como permanente. Y es muy poco práctico llevarlo así, se rompe y se estropea, y luego llevar el pasaporte también conlleva el peligro de perderlo. Es complicado, es mucho más útil, mucho más práctico y mucho más fácil llevar la tarjeta. So I'm just saying that this particular certificate is very impractical. It's falling to pieces, as you can see. This would be deemed a permanent document, and it's a couple of years or a few years old now, and it's a bit raggedy. So, as I say, it also has to be backed up by passport documentation, which people do not want to do. They feel that the passport would be in danger of being lost or misplaced or stolen, and therefore it's complicated, it's lengthy, and it's expensive to replace. So really, the solution, the ideal solution, is for the foreign residents of Calvia and beyond to have the residencia card. Este asunto no solo es en Calvia, claro está que está en toda España. Hay municipios como Estepona, como en Mallorca, como en la Costa Blanca, que sé que los residentes extranjeros están intentando hacer algo para recuperar la tarjeta. This is not just a case of Calvia. Right throughout Spain it's an issue, and in municipalities such as Estepona on the Costa del Sol, in Malaga, on the Costa Blanca, in Menorca, here in Baleares, people are asking, people are pleading with us to get this card back. Esto es asunto también de miles de residentes que nos lo pidan, no solo a nivel departamento internacional del ayuntamiento, que cada día nos comentan ¿cuándo van a devolver la tarjeta de residencia? Nos lo piden cada día, pero a nivel grupos sociales, a nivel asociaciones extranjeras, que aquí en el municipio tenemos más de 30, nos lo pide todo el mundo. Everyone's asking for it, not just on an individual basis, but for people that visit the department, the international department, here in the town hall, every day someone asks us for it. And also that social groups and the foreign associations of this municipality, of which there are more than 30, are also asking us for that. Bueno, entonces el Grupo Popular, pues para nosotros, ya que los residentes extranjeros de nuestro municipio, que representan un 30%, nos piden esto, obviamente escuchamos, evaluamos y actuamos. ¿Qué hemos hecho hasta ahora? Pues junto con la teniente de alcalde de residentes extranjeros, Esperanza Català, me fui a una reunión en delegación de gobierno, donde nos recibieron y nos explicaron que esto era un asunto a nivel Unión Europea, que poco se podía hacer a nivel aquí en Baleares, porque esto era una cosa que trataba de todos los países de Europa y significa que en cada país de Europa una persona puede moverse con su propia documentación de su país de origen, pero en el caso de muchos países y sobre todo en Inglaterra, Gran Bretaña, el Reino Unido, es impráctico. So this issue we listened to, the Partido Popular government team listened to our foreign residents. Let's face it, guys, they represent 30% of the whole community. They deserve to be listened to. We then evaluate what can be done and then we take action. Along with the Deputy Mayor for the Foreign Residents, Señora Esperanza Català, I've been to the government, the local government of the Balearic Islands, where we were very well received. However, it was explained to us officially that there's little that can be done locally because this is an EU initiative which came in the year 2007 and which allows people to travel freely through Europe with their documentation from their original country of origin, which is great. However, for certain countries, as I've already explained, particularly the United Kingdom, it's impractical because this is too cumbersome to carry around. Así que el próximo día 26 vamos a proponer la moción para instar a la Unión Europea que nos recuperen el sistema anterior de la tarjeta de residencia y a ver si logramos que nos den otra vez esto y haremos a muchas miles de personas contentos y felices. El Partido Popular estamos en ello. And so therefore the government team from the PP, the Partido Popular, have decided that at the next plenary session on the 26th of September, we will be proposing the motion in order to prove that we've listened to the people. We are going to Brussels to ask for the return of the residence card in order to prove that we're listening to our people, that we're taking action, and hopefully we will achieve something and everyone will be really satisfied and happy with that. So that's where we're at. Thank you for listening. Muchas gracias por escucharme. Y si hay alguna pregunta, any questions or commentaries, guys are more than welcome.
That was just to ask about the mechanics of passing, because I guess it's legislation that will have to be passed to enable you to bypass the current system.
Yes, we're not at that stage yet because in the process, the next thing is, first of all, we have to propose the motion and carry the motion, and then from there, from the town hall, we will take that to the corresponding entity in Brussels, yes.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Does it have full backing from your government in Madrid?
I would imagine so. I would like to think so. I know that lots of municipalities have already approached. However, I'm led to believe that Calvia is the first municipality to actually take this to Brussels. Digo que hay muchos municipios que lo están pidiendo, pero a mi conocer, en Calvia somos los primeros que vamos a llevarlo hasta Bruselas para instar la recuperación de la tarjeta.
¿Los alemanes también tienen que llevar el papelito y el pasaporte?
Los alemanes tienen una tarjeta como esta, pero más grande. Entonces, para ellos no es tan clave como para un británico o una persona de otro país. Porque
¿Pero
ya
a quién afecta lo de llevar el papelito? Y
llevan esto, más su
sí.
tarjeta. Los británicos no nos queda otra que llevar el pasaporte y el certificado encima.
¿Y hay alguna otra nacionalidad que también se vea obligada a esto?
Creo que los escandinavos también. En Francia tienen su tarjetita, pero todos tienen que llevar el certificado. Eso sí, todo el mundo lo tiene que llevar para demostrar que son residentes y que están residentes aquí en el municipio que sea, en este caso Calvia. Pero luego, como esto no tiene la foto, lo tienen que apoyar con algo más oficial con foto. En el caso de los franceses, los alemanes tienen una tarjeta, escandinavos, británicos y varios otros países no lo tienen. Y aquí son nuestra comunidad británica, son 6.000 personas. Entonces son mucha gente que nos están pidiendo esto.
¿En Gran Bretaña no hay DNI?
No. En Gran Bretaña lo que tenemos es el pasaporte.
Únicamente.
Y no es obligatorio llevar nada encima para identificarse. Entonces, aunque por muy increíble que sea, hay británicos que no tienen pasaporte porque solo se solicita el pasaporte a la hora de viajar. Entonces,
¿Cómo entran en España?
nunca hemos tenido esto.
Sí.
No, si viajan y entran en España, sí, me refiero a que hay personas que viven en Inglaterra que nunca, o Gran Bretaña, que nunca han salido y ni siquiera han pedido el pasaporte porque no les era necesario.
I picked up what was said then, but which other country has the same sort of strange system, if you like, than the United Kingdom?
My understanding, I don't know every single system of every single country, Frank, and maybe that's something that I should know. As I understand it, the majority are some of the Scandinavian countries and ourselves, because the French have a card and the German people have a card, and some people have a card that's a double-folded card. However, everyone must carry this with them, and that's the impractical thing.
But you think that some of the Scandinavian countries don't have
Don't have an actual card.
an ID card.
And an ID card.
Yeah.
Angie, can I ask, in Brussels obviously they ruled in 2007 that people are going to change from the card to this piece of paper. Did they ever justify what reason they gave to make it a piece of paper knowing that it had to be carried around all the time?
Well, they said freedom of movement in Europe means that every single country's documentation is respected. La libertad de movimiento en Europa significa que hay que respetar la documentación de cada país. Por lo tanto, es suficiente ir con el certificado y el pasaporte. Lo que no es práctico.
So I would say, so I'd imagine even the German countries that have cards, they're probably still still unhappy because they have to carry a piece of paper which deteriorates.
Es useless.
Yeah, very quickly.
Es bastante inútil porque no dura nada. Iba a decir que en España hay 2,5 millones de residentes europeos, que representa más o menos un 6%, un 5 o un 6%. Y en muchos sitios nos están rogando recuperar la tarjeta. Pero aquí en Calvia creo que, como es un municipio muy internacional, pues y tenemos un departamento dedicado a los extranjeros del municipio, pues es una cosa que es nuestro día a día. Tenemos que hacer algo, nos lo están pidiendo a gritos. Y es la única cosa que como colectivo nos piden. Porque puede venir una familia a pedir una cosa, o un grupo a pedir otra cosa, pero coinciden todos en esto. I'm just saying that here in Calvia because we are such an international municipality and we have a dedicated department for our foreign residents. We hear this on a daily basis and it's the one single thing that everyone wants, because you may get a family who asks you for one thing or a group of people that ask you for another thing, but without exception this is what they are all asking us for and we need to do something about it. Tenemos que actuar y por esto pensamos, por esto está confirmado que en nuestra moción del día 26 nos vamos a Bruselas en busca de la tarjeta.
Una pregunta más, Angie.
Sí.
Exactamente el documento, el papelito este que acompaña, ¿qué acredita? ¿El lugar de residencia, el del municipio, la localidad, la dirección? ¿Qué acredita?
Nombre de los padres, el registro central de extranjeros de la Dirección General de la Policía y de la Guardia Civil, luego la dirección de la residencia y el NIE. No se puede utilizar a solas esto.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you explained very well that everybody wants it and the reasons behind that. But again, going back to the mechanics of it, and it's admirable that the people in Calvia are doing this or trying to pursue the same. But in reality, I mean, what sort of chance is there of actually changing? Because it seems to me to change what we all want to change is going to have to shift an awful lot of people in Brussels to make that happen. I mean, is that realistic?
Frank, the only thing that I know is realistic is if we don't move, we won't see any results. And quite frankly, if 6% of the population of Spain is now European and 30% of this particular municipality is European, we can't just sit back or be an ostrich with our head in the sand. We have to take action. And so, okay, we don't know the exact answers, we don't know the science of what's going to happen in Brussels, but we do know that unless we move, we won't achieve anything. So we are hoping to take this to Brussels and that the impact of the foreign community living in Spain, that let's face it, they bring to the economy, they bring family and friends residential tourism, they buy properties, they buy businesses. The foreign community in Spain brings a lot. And so we have to listen to them, they have to have a voice, and if that's what they're saying, that's what we need to do. And so without giving you the answers, all I can say is we will take it as far as we can. Frank me está pidiendo que después de instar a Bruselas, ¿cuál será el resultado? Y si es realista la propuesta, pues no se sabe. Lo que le he dicho, que si no nos movemos y no hacemos nada, claro está que no vamos a lograr nada. Y escuchando el gran porcentaje de residentes extranjeros que en realidad aportan mucho a nuestro municipio y a España, compran casas, compran negocios, traen a turismo, tenemos que escucharlos y tenemos que luchar por ellos. Así que, lo repito, nos vamos a Bruselas en busca de la tarjeta para nuestra comunidad internacional.
Would it not be easier to just do away with the certificate and let us carry around passports as a means of documentation?
I guess what we have to have there, Richie, is the passport is the UK identification, but we would have to have something that confirms that we're resident here.
But we're part of the European Union, no?
Yeah.
So,
And I guess this is the Spanish token, and if this is in other European countries, it's that country's token to the fact that that person has registered themselves as a resident. So at the moment, both things are necessary, but let's face it, that is a one-size-fits-all.
but if you go to any other European country, as far as I'm aware, if you go into the UK, do you have to carry around a UK certificate of nationality or whatever? Does that make sense?
But in the UK, as you know, it's not obligatory to carry anything on you. That's why I was just saying before that even some British people don't have passports because they've never travelled in their life, so they've never requested a passport. So they have no official means of identifying themselves in the UK. And yeah, there's all different kinds of other questions like driving licence, medical cards, what if, but at the moment we don't have anything that's a one-size-fits-all, usable here in Spain and in other entities that's an official document without carrying bits of paper and stuff around with us, and that's what we need.
And have you looked at the knock-on effect that would have for people having to reapply for cards, i.e. at the moment it's really difficult enough to get the paper itself, let alone having everybody else having had the paperwork, having to go back and reapply for cards and everything else. Do you know what I mean?
I think people would willingly do that because if you could hear how many times a day we have this issue brought to our attention, people would willingly pay for it and people would willingly queue to go and get it. Me pregunta Richie de Radio Mallorca si sería un problema luego otra vez que vamos a suponer que se introduzca otra vez este sistema, que la gente tendría que ir a extranjería, hacer cola y tal. Con la demanda que tenemos para cambiar ese sistema, la gente nos dice que se alegrarían mucho de hacer cola y de pagar los 10 o los 20 euros, porque lo que quieren es tener esto.
Angie, could you just summarise, please, to clarify, the paper that we currently have, which we have to carry with our passport, and all the other countries, actually is not of Spanish making, so to speak.
No, it's European.
It comes from European, so
it's
regardless of what
initiative.
Spain or any local government think, it's actually European
it's
government
an EU thing.
is responsible for this piece of paper, which could also be responsible and only responsible for the card. Is that right?
Yes, but every country may adapt a different system. What every country has to provide is a means of people identifying themselves as a resident of the country. In the case of Spain, it's this. But as we've already said, having to be backed up with other more official documentation. But yes, this is all, it goes back to the EU, and so if that's where we need to go, ladies and gentlemen, that's where we're going.
Have you got a time scale? Providing everything goes smoothly, how long it will take?
I really can't answer that question right now. I have no idea what the timescale would be. It's something that I would try and find out for you. But let's get the motion brought out at the Pleno, let's get it carried and passed, and I will inform from there what the next steps are.
Will the PSOE be supporting you in this motion?
Another question that I can't answer, Frank, that will come out, I guess, on the day. I would like to think so, however, I can't answer on your behalf. Me pregunta el señor Ribe si el Grupo Socialista apoyará nuestra moción y de momento es una pregunta que no puedo contestar. Ya se verá con el tiempo y no puedo contestar de parte del Grupo Socialista. Bueno, muchas gracias a todos. Thank you very much for your